Welcome back, everyone, to the Best Damn Survivor podcast on YouTube. I'm Dave. With me, as always, my mom.
Hello.
And we are here to discuss a very jam-packed episode this week. 2 hours.
Jam-packed. Jam-packed.
Jam-packed. There's a lot. So, yeah, it's not my favorite because they brought back the dreaded, hourglass twist, but they changed it enough that I'm okay with it. But still not my favorite.
Really.
Not my favorite twist. Not my favorite twist. So I got the titles of the episode up top. Did you know who said each of them?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
You want to know right now?
Yeah.
You Can't Hide on Survivor is Romeo.
Mm-hmm.
And The Devil You Do and The Devil You Don't is Roxroy.
Yeah. So, again, like every episode this season, except for one, it starts with the nighttime Vadi tribe just comes back after voting out Daniel.
Yes.
And Mike is not happy that his name got written down.
Well, I'm just going to say one thing here. I think they voted out the wrong person.
Agreed.
I think Chanel should have gone. And Mike has good reason to be upset.
Oh, yeah. You never want to see your name written down, ever.
Well, it's not just that. It's who did it and why she did it, and no explanation. And again, there is Chanel standing there trying to explain away all her bad behavior. I don't think it worked. I do not think it worked.
She says all fair in Love and Survivor. Mike is not buying it.
No, not at all.
Yeah. That's pretty much all for that. I mean, then it cuts to Ika, and Tori is just being annoying.
Oh, is she not, though?
Oh, I know.
Oh, my Lord. Now, what I liked about that scene is the way Roxroy handled it. He didn't lose his cool. Okay. Mm-hmm. He was like, talking to the camera. He's like, this girl's really annoying. But he was honest with her, right? He was like, I am not telling you. And she's like, nee. And he's like, I'm just not telling you.
Yeah. Well, she also says, like, oh, I bet you told other people. And he's like, no, I haven't told anyone. Like, he's a straight shooter, just like Mike.
Yeah. And by the way, it's none of your business, Tori.
Yeah, exactly. She could have gone on some of those summits. It would have been fine.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't they do like what rock, paper, scissors for one earlier on in the season? And
they did. Sometimes it's like a little vote thing, like, does anybody want to go? You put up your hand, you're on the boat, right?
What did you think of what Romeo and Drea doing some eavesdropping, just listening to the whole conversation, being like, geez, Tori doesn't get it. Come on.
Oh, I know. I loved it. I loved it. Yep. That's the only way to go on Survivor. Almost reminiscent of the Spy Shack.
The Spy Shack. Big Tony. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So, I mean, unfortunately, that there isn't kind of too much before we get to the challenge. Is there anything you have before we get to the challenge? And Jeff does his little lean into the camera and tell the audience some things?
Oh, I love Jeff. I love Jeff. It's the main reason I watched the show. So no, I just was mesmerized at that point, just staring at my TV. Sorry.
Gotcha. So do you want to let the people know what the new twist on the hourglass?
Well, let me see if I can figure this out. Now, okay, obviously the big thing was the Applebee's food. Now, I have never been to Applebee's, but it did look delicious.
Delicious.
Described it, I could see people's mouths literally watering. Okay, so Applebee's is on the table. Okay, he tells you that. Then he tells you that, what was the next thing he said? Refresh.
They're gonna all draw rocks, just like they did last year.
Right, and there's going to be two people that are not on a team. And one of them is going to get sent away. Oh, not necessarily. One person is going to get sent away to get power in the game.
Power. Okay. Yeah.
Power in the game. Now, to me, right, as soon as I heard power, I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. Okay. So, how did he put it? Now, what he said was the winning
The player
team.
will have the opportunity to change the game, or the player that goes to
Yeah,
exile. Yeah.
the power would be, yeah, the opportunity to change the game. So, the winning team would get to either A, send one of the two people with the gray rocks that are on the outs to Exile Island,
Yeah.
or they could give up everything they just won, which would be uh, immunity, food, right? Your team buff, etc., and go for the power. And he did say that very clearly.
Because last season he didn't say, no one had the opportunity to switch places
No,
with what last year was Nasir and
no.
Erica.
Mhm,
And he didn't tell anybody what kind of
mhm.
opportunity Nasir or Erica would get when they got sent away.
He
So
didn't
those are
even give
two
a
things
hint.
he let people in on this time.
Yeah, he didn't even hint at it last season. This season, he's like, "Hey, there is big power up for grabs here,"
Mm. Do you remember
which is
what the food reward was for last season?
ooh, last season. No.
It was just some like kind of homemade pizza. Because it was, I
Oh,
think, Shan, Ricard, Danny,
yep,
Nasir, and one more person that went with him on this thing, and I
yep,
can't remember for the life of me everybody. But
yep,
so he kind of was a little bit more upfront about all the information this season, which was good. He did pretty much everything but tell everyone the exact twist. So
yeah.
better than last year or last season, but I don't know. I'm still not a fan of it.
Okay, I like it.
What did you?
Just
What did Now, the challenge is the same one they did last season, which I like. The giant ball buried half underground. Great.
yeah. And you knew. My first thing was, well, who's ever on Jonathan's team, say thank you.
Yeah, but the other thing, yeah, of course, Jonathan was a beast in this challenge like he is all the time. But
Mm.
he did more kind of teamwork. He was like, no, no, like we're gonna build a ramp to get the ball out of here faster.
Well,
And then he tried to
he's
do it himself and he goes, no, team, let's all do it at once. So he's more than just a big, strong guy. He's got a bit of a brain on his shoulders.
he is showing that more and more. He has always been a quote unquote team player, I think.
Mm,
In the challenge in the water that they had to stop because two of the teams couldn't get their ladder up because of the waves.
hmm.
I mean, he pulled people through the water to get everybody where they needed to be. So to me, he's always been a team player.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, yeah,
So a couple big kind of so essentially the two teams we got the blue team and the orange team. For the blue
yeah,
team, we got Drea, Mike, Chanel, Romeo, and Omer.
yeah,
And the orange team, we had Jonathan, Tori, Hi, Lydia, and Marianne.
yes,
The gray rocks were drawn by Lindsay and Roxroy. And
yeah,
as soon as I saw Roxroy get that gray rock, I was like, good job, Lindsay. Lucked out.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
I knew
Right?
Roxroy was not going to be picked for whoever won. No way.
No way. And I knew that that was his dream. Okay. And especially now that he's got a gray rock, he's standing there, and Jeff is like, hey, you might get some power out of this. It's like, really? Oh,
Yeah.
solitude and power? Hmm.
Um. So I mean, big thing from the challenge. I was really impressed with Drea. Really gave it a good go. She was almost exhausted. She got kicked in the face. She had a rough challenge.
Okay.
Even Lindsay and Roxroy watching from the bench were like, "This is hard to watch. I feel
I
bad."
I don't I don't like Drea, so
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
didn't feel sorry for her. I
Fair enough.
I just didn't. I was like, "Are you trying to lose this challenge? Because you're not working that hard."
I don't understand why you try to lose this challenge. There's no
I
way.
know.
This is like the one you don't throw.
I know,
Um,
right?
so I mean, they have a pretty big lead. There's a couple points where Jonathan is freaking out at Marianne to do the puzzle faster, and Marianne's like, "I got this. Calm down. Don't worry
But
about it."
he kept his cool in the long run.
Yeah, yeah. They showed a couple of frustration shots, but he was okay.
Yeah, he manages to keep it together, and that's important. You need to do that.
So essentially, yeah, we get to the end and Orange team wins. They decide they hear about the twist and they all kind of do a huddle. And I thought it was kind of fitting that after everyone turns back around and talks to Jeff, Tori's the one that says, "Yeah,
Well,
Roxroy, go to exile." Like,
okay, she just couldn't wait for it. She
could
didn't
not
even give
wait.
anybody a chance to talk. She was just like, "Hey,
No,
buddy, you're out of here.
no,
See ya."
yeah, she
Right?
was could not wait to do it.
No.
Well, then that brings us on to the commercial break.
Oh,
And so
commercial break.
this is the new segment. Do you want to take us away?
Take it away? Okay, I do believe, I'm not sure, but the commercial was called Come Dance With Me. It's a new show on TV, okay, where a child asks a parent to literally come dance with them.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like, I don't know what show would be comparable to, like The Masked Singer or something like that. Anyway, they go and they dance, right? So I've got my daughter and my grandson sitting here watching this, and we're munching on nachos, et cetera, and my daughter says, "Liam, would you ask me to come dance with you?" And he goes, "No." And she's like, she just gives him the dirtiest look ever, right? And I kinda give him a sideways glance going, "Oh, buddy, don't hang yourself here. Don't do it." And all of a sudden he goes, "Mommy, you can't dance."
Wow.
I know. I just at that point, I thought, "Okay, my life is in my hands here. I am just gonna take a step back."
Yeah, go to the kitchen, maybe grab a glass of water, let this whole
You
thing
know,
just sort
just
itself
stay
out.
out of this. And, Jess is sitting there, mouth literally hanging open, like it got scary for a minute. But the interesting part about that is Liam at that point got this really funny look on his face, like, uh-oh. He gives me a sideways glance, and I'm like, oh, I'm not in this. I'm not helping you here. And he's like, I might be in a little bit of trouble here. There's something's got to happen. Anyway, he starts kind of rubbing his cheek and stuff, right? And like, oh, and I'm like, you okay, buddy? He's like, well, I got a loose tooth. And I'm like, oh, do you? Oh, well, what are you going to do about that? Like, I mean, just keep wiggling it with your tongue. It'll be fine. And he goes, yeah, okay. Kind of like this. And then he gets up and he goes to the washroom. And all of a sudden you hear, Mom, Mom. So mom, of course, goes running in there. At this point, the actual commercial is over. I have now paused the show because I don't want anybody to miss anything. And lo and behold, if he didn't actually go into the washroom and literally pull the tooth out, literally pulled the tooth out.
That's better than staying in a conversation saying your mom can't dance. He'd be this is a better call for me right now. Rip out my
I need
tooth.
sympathy, and here's how I get it. The tooth is going anyway, yank.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, wow, did that just happen?
Just
I
like
was like,
just a ripcord. He was waiting to pull that, waiting for the right moment, and he was like, "You know what? I'm pulling the tooth out. It's I
yeah,
need to do this now."
yeah, yeah. And it worked because she totally forgot about the other commercial and, just went on, okay, okay, we can all sit and watch the show now. And I was like, holy,
That's ingenious.
what can I learn from this? I
Yeah,
thought,
exactly.
right? Like, whoa, okay. I know what you're like now, boy.
Wow.
Wow.
I did not see that coming. That's a great commercial break story. That's
And the
fantastic.
thing is, he left the tooth on my bathroom counter.
Of course, he doesn't need it anymore.
No, yeah, didn't
It
even
did its job.
no, done its job. There you go,
Yep.
Grandma. Out. Yep, yep.
Wow.
Welcome to my life, people.
Okay, so without further ado, we head back to the Applebee's Survivor Lounge.
Oh, that food looked so freaking good. I cannot believe what Jonathan ate.
Yeah.
And he had a good point. He did say he thought for a split second about going for the power,
Mm-hmm.
and then he thought, "Wait a minute. I'm a big boy. I need food. I need the food more than I need the power."
Yeah.
See, I would have gone for the power. I understand why he didn't, but if I had been anybody else on that team, like, I expected somebody to go for it.
Would he have? Would he? Would like? Do you think he would have
Would
smashed the hourglass?
No, I don't, because
Do you
he
think he
was
would go
already
there for 2 days and just eat rice and then not smash it and use that to his
Yeah,
advantage when he comes back?
he was already safe. Why would he want to change the game?
Right.
So he wouldn't have smashed it. Nobody on that team would have smashed it. They wouldn't have given up their immunity on top of a meal,
Yeah.
right? You've already lost the food. Now I'm going to throw away my immunity? Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's a good point. That would have been kind of
No.
more boring if he had went, I think. So I remember I was telling you this before we had started recording about what Jonathan normally eats back at home, and
Wow.
18
Okay.
eggs, 9 pieces of cheese, and grits. Now, 9 pieces of cheese. What is that? Is it like cheese sticks? Is it slices? Is
I'm,
it
I'm, I'm going to say they're more like blocks of cheese. Okay. If you're eating
gotcha?
18 eggs, right?
Right, with
You
just
know,
like the toothpick in them kind of size, you mean
oh no, I'm thinking probably
bigger?
bigger than that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was funny too, because the three of us watching all went,
Yeah.
"How many eggs did he say?
Yeah. Pause it, rewind. 18?
18? That lasts me what, 3 weeks? Like, what?"
Yeah, I
And then
know.
you kinda lose it, so that's why I have to rewatch a couple of times because I missed the next 5 minutes of the show thinking about eating 18 eggs in one sitting. What that's breakfast for this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one meal. Probably does
Wow.
4 of those a day. Yeah.
Can't
It's
even
nuts.
imagine. Mm.
So then one of my kind of favorite parts was Tori just absolutely spills the beans on everything about Ika. Just double crosses everyone on Ika in just a heartbeat.
She has no game sense to my way of thinking,
Right.
okay? Like, she thinks she does. She thinks, "Okay, I'll just spill all this. I'll make all new friends here, and life will be wonderful." Now, to me, if I was sitting at that table with her
Hmm.
doing all of that, I'd be like, "Oh, she's ready to throw them under the bus? Hmm, what's gonna be like when she, doesn't like me?
Hmm.
Gonna throw me there." So, I'd be a little wary.
Yeah, there's yes. If someone were to do that in front of me, I wouldn't be like, "Oh, sweet, a new teammate." I'd be like, "Wow, you're not trusted by your
Yeah.
old team, and I don't trust you." Like
Mm. Mhm.
it's not the right way about going about things.
No, no, no. I mean, there was other things she could have said. She could have said it quite mildly, like, I have iffy feelings about so and so. You know?
Instead, she's like,
Yeah,
Roxroy's like this, like Drea's like this. You gotta, yeah. It was she turned on everyone immediately.
she
Um,
did.
and then we go to the blue team that is super sad while eating their rice.
Yeah.
There's even a point where they go to pour it in, and someone asks Mike, like, "Hey, should we pour it all in?" And they're like, "Yeah, pour it all in. What are you talking about? We're not
Eat
saving
it
this
all.
for the Applebee people. This is all ours.
Let's
Come
eat
on."
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah, why wouldn't you?
And they don't want to spill a single grain when they put it in the pot. Like that's how
Well,
important it is.
gosh, no, you don't. It is. Think about it. You haven't eaten for how long, and now all of a sudden you have a little bit of food? Yeah, I get that.
And I actually thought this was relatively interesting because Drea, while they're eating rice, she actually predicts the exact hourglass twist. Like she calls it.
Oh, no, not Drea. It was
Drea calls it.
Chanel, wasn't it?
No, it was Drea.
Was it Drea?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I wrote it down because she's like, yeah, what if the other team that was safe is now not safe and we're the ones who's safe? And the camera zooms in, like the cameraman was like, what? Did she just figure it out? Did
Right.
anyone tell her?
You
What?
nailed it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that one zoomed in. I bet the camera guy really had to try and not react too much to that or else it would have
Oh, I
given
know, right?
away. Yeah.
I know.
So Drea and Mike decide to have a little conversation since they both said the phrase. And so
Yes.
they're gonna back each other up and have,
They're like, I
protect each
got an
other.
idol, you got an idol,
There's no point
right?
in hiding it from the people that said the phrase. They know.
No, I don't think there's too many people that don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. The thing with Drea is I'm always confused as to who knows about which ones of her advantage. Like, I
I
think
know.
some people know she has an extra vote. Some people know she has like the amulet, and some people know she has the idol, the three phrase idol. So I don't think everyone has figured out that she has three advantages. Everyone just
No,
thinks
I
she has
don't think they
one.
have
And
either.
yeah,
She has told a lot of people about the extra vote.
yeah, but that's kind of the least important one,
I mean, some of them have gone home, but because she told Swati about it.
right?
Yeah. So she's survivor rich, right?
Pretty much everyone on Ika knows all of hers, but I don't know if they know about the amulet, right? It's only Lindsay and Hai who know about the amulet.
Right.
And only the three people that said the phrase know about the three phrase thing. So
Well, except that
like Chanel knows about Mike's phrase because Daniel told her, but Daniel went home.
Marianne told everybody on her tribe. Mike told everybody on his tribe.
That's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so all those 8 people know about the third one now because they know about the other 2. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
So
that makes sense.
as soon as the other person says the phrase, they're like, "Oh, you're the other person with an idol."
That makes sense. Yeah.
So there's quite a few people. There's only a couple that don't know, really.
There's a lot of advantages this season. It's hard to keep track of them,
There's a
right?
lot
The
out there.
the extra votes, the amulets, the idols, people who do or don't have a vote. It's a lot.
Yeah. Talking about extra votes, do you like the way that Omar found out he didn't have a vote?
I love that scene because he
He
plays
was
it
like,
so chill, like on camera, but in his head, he's like, "Oh no, 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 no."
"Oh,
So good.
yeah,
But you see him just smiling like, oh yeah, she lost her vote, eh? Huh.
you know."
Interesting.
But then he goes and he gives Chanel a chance to say, "Hey, by the way,
Yeah.
you don't have a vote." But does she do anything? No, she does nothing. And now he's like, "Well, you know what? I don't trust you anymore."
Yeah.
Like
Chanel
she
flushed a lot of her credibility down the toilet this episode, I feel.
Oh, totally. If
Yeah.
she's still there in 2 weeks, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, me too. So
Mm.
then we go to exile and Roxroy just decides to get to it. Pitter patter.
He is a stay-at-home dad. He knows what needs to be done. Okay, I need shelter. I need this. I need that. And he just what else are you going to do out there?
Yeah,
You don't know what
exactly.
the hourglass is. Let's keep busy. And he is like enjoying the view.
I
I think
really
that's
started to like
awesome.
Roxroy this episode. This is the
Yeah, me
first
too.
episode where I'm like, I don't hate you, Roxroy.
Yeah,
Don't know if I think you're gonna win, but I don't hate you.
I don't know. Now that my dark horse is gone, he might be it.
I like how he picks up the rice and goes, "Oh, thanks, Jeff. Thanks for this tiny bit of rice."
Yeah,
That is kind of nice that at least he got rice, because.
it is good.
But
It
yeah,
is good.
just gets to work on a shelter. Has
He
a hard
does.
time making the fire, but
He gets
now
it done.
I didn't write down the vision problem he said he had, but he said he's had to have surgery on both his eyes, and
Oh,
eventually he'll go blind. So that's why
it
he
was
went on the
something
hike
like
just to.
glaucoma, but it wasn't glaucoma. I can't remember the actual name of the disease.
Yeah,
But
neither
yeah,
can I.
and then it showed him wearing glasses. And did you notice they're
Like
intense?
goggleish. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, something with I think what cornea, something having to do with his corneas,
Oh,
but
maybe. Yeah.
but yeah, He was like, "Yeah, that's he's the first person I've seen. Well, not the first person. I guess the only other person that did it was Erica last season, but she didn't go on any big hike to check stuff out. So I did kind of like the rocks where I was like, I'm here. May as well go
Yeah,
take a look around.
yeah. And luckily, he didn't get any rain. He got beautiful weather. It was like a mini vacay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he mentioned that he was really loving it. His
Yeah.
shelter wasn't bad too.
No.
So
I
then,
could live there for a week.
yeah, I could do that. I could do that for as long as it doesn't rain. I don't see it being that bad.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
So
So he's all chill. He's all relaxed. Oh, okay. No, that's not exactly what happens next.
yeah, the
They go
next
back
thing is everyone
to
meets
camp,
up back at camp.
and everybody is just,
Everyone goes everywhere, talk to
I need
everybody.
to go talk to so and so. I need to go talk to her. I need to go talk here. I need to do this. And it was like crazy.
Another animal reference from Omer talks about being a shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a million of them.
He
I'm writing
does.
all of them down whenever he does. I'm writing them all down.
That's awesome. I like him. I
Um,
like him more.
yeah, me too. What did you think of Drea, Lindsay, and Hai all talking about their ambulance being like, okay, we're not gonna vote each other out. We're cool with the extra vote then? That's not gonna last.
That's not going to last. No, no,
Who do you think's
no.
gonna be the last one standing out of those three?
Oh, who is it again? Drea High and Lindsay.
And Lindsay, yeah.
I would like it to be High.
I can see it being Drea.
High and Drea.
Yeah.
Drea has more advantages. Mind you, High talks to people better. That's a tough call.
Yeah. My Hai is very well spoken.
He is.
Yes. You put him in front of a jury in a final three, I think he will do a good job.
I do too. Yes.
Like a Ricard would did, or would have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would have.
Yeah. Mike and Jonathan, they bond super hard on the beach.
My goodness. The bromances that Jonathan gets into. I was surprised there wasn't different music again.
Yeah.
And I was like, but it was a tough guy thing, right? Oh, you're a tough guy. I'm a tough guy. Bros,
Yeah. Did you like how Mike was like, yeah, maybe a tough guy might actually win this game?
And you know what?
I started really thinking back, and I'm like, I guess the closest I could think of would be like Jeremy. He was a firefighter.
Didn't Colby win once?
No, Colby hasn't won.
No, Colby didn't win.
He lost to Tina. He came in final two. He lost to Tina.
Okay, I'm thinking season 40. I'm trying to remember who was on there.
Oh, Tony. Well, that's Winners at War 40.
No, I know, but I was just trying to think of who's won and who is. And Tony, I didn't consider a real.
Yeah, neither did
I.
Not
a Jonathan, not a Mike, not a.
Yeah.
Huh.
I can't think of anything. Okay.
No,
leave comments down below if anyone can think of one that we're spacing on, or if you think Tony's a big beefy boy, then let us know. I didn't put him in that category.
No, I didn't either.
Tori seemed relatively impressed by Marianne's intelligence. Yeah, because Marianne's like, yeah, if we don't vote him out now, they can be a shield later. And Tori's like, huh, you're smarter than I thought, Marianne. Okay, gonna have to keep an eye on you.
I don't know. I got kind of worried at Tori at that point if she thinks Marianne is smart.
Oh, you're not a Marianne fan either. Killing me. Okay.
Well, when we're watching the show, I mean, I like Marianne, okay, but when I'm watching the show, the other two people I'm watching with is, vote Marianne out.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's all I ever hear. I'm tired of her. I don't want to listen to her anymore. Vote her out, please.
Wow. Okay.
And I disagree.
Yeah, me too. We go to a commercial break, but comes back and it's just more of everyone hanging out. But Romeo and Hai have a bit of a bonding sesh.
They do.
So that was kind of interesting. I thought it was a nice thing to include. I kind
It
of don't
is.
feel like you had to, but a part of me is also like Romeo didn't. I understand there's probably people in his family he didn't tell, but he's gonna tell them before
Oh,
the
I
show
know.
airs, right? He's not gonna come out to some of his family by just saying, "Watch this episode of Survivor and call me
I know,
tomorrow."
right? I
Oh,
know.
is my camera editor doing bad again? Okay, give me a second there.
Mm.
There we go.
There. Hello.
Um, and this is where Omar learns he doesn't have a vote.
Okay, and this is where my daughter says, wait a minute. What does he do for a living? He's a pageant director?
Oh, Romeo? Yeah.
How do people not already know?
Yeah, I know.
Like I said, this is what I listen to while I watch.
Did you like yeah, so Omar's talking to who's he talking to when he figured out he didn't have a vote?
He was talking to give me a minute. Hi, and I want to say Romeo because Hi is on the same team as Chanel or was.
Oh,
So
that
he's
was
the
right after
only one.
the yeah.
He's the only one that would have had that information to share.
That
That
makes
Chanel
sense.
didn't have a vote, right? Because he started warning them about Chanel. I'm like, yeah, she didn't have a vote, and this happened, that happened, and that's when Omar went, "Oh my God, I don't have a vote,"
I
and
know.
his head almost exploded.
And he would never the only way you find out if that risking your vote works is at the next tribal council. So yeah.
And they never went back, so how would he know, right?
Exactly.
They never went back to tribal after that.
What did you think of I wrote this down because I really like this little interaction between Marianne and Lydia. Where they talk about, oh, we're the youngest ones here, and then Marianne's like, oh yeah, with old grandma names. Lydia and Marianne. I thought that was funny. Kind of made me
That
laugh
was
a bit.
that was
That
funny.
was pretty good.
Yeah. Do you know your lag
And
is
then
good? Your camera's gone weird again?
no, my camera's showing fine on my screen.
And you're lagging a bit.
Oh, okay. I'm not seeing anything on my screen, so I think it's okay.
All right.
I can edit it out afterwards, I guess. Should be
Well,
nothing else
just
going
take
on.
a look at it later and check it out. All right. Anyway, where were we?
Well, the 8-person alliance starts to kind of
Right.
slowly coalesce.
Well, I like the way they formed that. Okay, because who was talking there? Jonathan.
Hi,
Drea was there. Hi
Graham,
was there.
Lydia.
No, Lydia was not there. Oh, Lydia was there. Somebody else.
It was Tori Chanel and
Oh, maybe
Marianne
them.
and
Okay, wait. No.
Roxroy weren't there.
Okay. So to start with, it was the four of them. And
Right.
I like the way Jonathan went, well, I have so and so and so and so. Andrea's like, well, I have so and so and so and so. And Hi's like, well, I have Lydia. So if we pull in so and so, we have 8 people. So they committed their friends. Like Roxroy got committed to this, and he's over on Exile, doesn't even know what's going on. And
Yeah.
I'm like, so you guys are forming an alliance without all 8 of you being there? Okay, this is gonna last long.
It was bolder than to try. When they're all going over the numbers, I was like, that's a really big alliance, guys. Like
Totally.
alliances shouldn't be more than maybe 5 or 6 tops. You don't need to do an 8-person alliance. That's
Right?
too many people to keep in check.
Well, especially when they're all not there to defend themselves or say their points of view. I think it is sketchy. What's the
Yeah,
word
but
they
it's
use?
not
Oh,
like
that's sketch.
Yeah, but it's not like Roxroy is like, how dare you make sure I'm safe while I'm not even here? Like I'd be fine if someone were to commit me to a alliance while I'm not there to keep me safe. I'd be okay with that.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd be fine with it.
I would too. I mean, in Roxroy's case, it's fine, but the other people were actually there.
What did you think
Yeah.
of Chanel walking up and they all just scatter?
Okay, the comment that flew around my living room was, "Oh my God, that is so high school of them just to get up and walk away."
Yeah.
But really, what else were they going to do? Right?
Well, they kind of had to just play it off. That's what they have to do. They can't. I mean, I guess because if their alliance is that big and it all works out perfectly, they kind of don't
Right?
need to do anything. They can get up and walk away. Screw Chanel. We've got the numbers.
Yeah.
So if they're confident in their 8 people, then yeah, they can do what they want. They can knock the food tray out of your hand, trip you as you're going down the halls. They're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess.
But yeah, I was
But
she
Chanel
even
was,
does it twice. They do it again. She walks up again, and Hai
I know.
even says, "Okay, we have to keep talking because the last time she came over here, we all scattered." And then she comes over there, and they talk about, and Hai's like, oh, "Okay, everyone here says they like you, they want to work with you," and she's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then it's just dead silence for like 10 whole seconds, and then John's
I
like, "I'm gonna
know.
go fishing."
And they're all like just
Guys,
standing there. And I'm like, guys, too long of a pause. What are you
yeah,
doing?
yeah.
Somebody move. And it was like they heard me because all of a sudden, like you said, it was like, oh, I'm going to go check out over here. I'm going to go this way. And I think Drea just went, yeah, and walked off. I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, that guys, you're not hiding anything.
they're not even trying to hide anything.
Not even close. Not even close. No.
So, do you want to take it away? What happens at Exile Island next? Unless there's anything else you wanted to
Oh,
mention.
so no, I love Exile. So Roxroy has got his whole setup going on. He's making rice. I like the fact that he added a little coconut water for flavor.
Yeah,
And he's totally set up. He's worked his butt off for what, a day and a half, I'm assuming now. Because he's there for two. He's still got a night left. So a day and a half. He's got it made.
yeah.
He's like, oh, I just want to relax, enjoy. I'm so grateful. And then it cuts to Jeff coming in on a boat.
Yeah.
I actually started laughing at that point, and here's something funny, and I don't know if you picked up on it. When Jeff jumped off the boat, it almost looked like he fell. And I'm wondering if he did and they just edited it out.
From what I've heard from a lot of Survivor interviews, is they Jeff really doesn't do like multiple takes of stuff. He really just kind of gets it on the first go. He really doesn't go, hold on, let me do that again. So apparently he doesn't do that very often. So I'd be surprised if they did that, but
Yeah, but if
maybe.
he fell flat on his butt and was soaking wet, I'm thinking they would have cut that.
Yeah, they can just edit in a shot of him landing on the
Because
beach like from last season.
it didn't show him just jumping down and walking in. There was a little space there where they showed Roxroy. That's what made me think they edited that. But
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
I should have my tinfoil hat on because that is one of my conspiracy theories about this episode. Anyway,
we'll get one of those
so
made.
then I'm just going to keep going here. So
Mhm.
then he walks up to the beach, and Roxroy is like still in chill mode because the first thing he says almost is, Jeff, I may interrupt you to check my rice. Okay.
Yep.
And then Jeff is like, oh, okay. Anyway, and then he goes on and proceeds to tell him what the hourglass is. Okay. So he explains that the sand is time already gone, but if Roxroy decides to break it, he can reverse time, make everybody safe that's not safe, switch everything around. Now, keep in mind, Roxroy's allies are not safe right now.
Yep, that's Drea and who
Romeo.
was the other? Romeo, right?
So I don't think he has a choice. I would have just gone, hey, but he loves his little peace and quiet on his little spot there. So
Mhm.
he's like takes it all in, but I am sure he made his decision instantly.
Really? I kind of liked his kind of thought process there, where he's kind of like, yeah, people get a do over. Now they had their chance. Screw it. It'd be unfair of me to do this. And then he's like, but my teammates would like me, or would the other people like me if I didn't take away their
Oh, he
immunity?
did.
He
Yeah.
really weighed out all the pros and cons.
No, I think he voiced them, but I think
Mm,
his decision was made immediately. Hell
okay.
yeah, I want to be safe. That's what I
If
think.
Do you think this will come back next season? Because by the time in season 43 comes out, people will have already seen season 41. So would they put in the twist knowing people know about it now?
That could be interesting. I hope they do, because that means because like I said, if Jonathan had given up the food, which was not going to happen, obviously,
No way.
because he ate 18-egg breakfast. If he had gone, I don't think he would have broken it. I think he would have just said, no, no, keep it the same because he was already safe.
What would happen if, like, next season, multiple people want to give up their spot because they know about it, and you have the winning team kind of fighting over who goes for this power?
See, I kind
I
of
don't,
like
I
that.
don't know how you'd solve that tiebreaker.
I don't know either, but I kind of like that.
That'd be interesting.
That would be good.
Or they just never bring it back again. I'm okay with that too.
No, I want it there. I want it there. Yeah.
So then we get to, well, then there's a commercial break, but then we go to the challenge. One of the basic challenges, we've seen this forever, just steady a rope on a balancing, like a balance level thing, and you have to stack, what is it, 7 letters immunity. And you have to,
Immunity.
it's like 10 meters to go to and from this thing, and slow and steady
I
wins
don't
the
think
race.
it's that easy. And we had a discussion about Jonathan and challenges. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I think he did quite well in this one. He had what 6 out of the 7 letters going there for the longest time.
Oh yeah. There was a lot of good performances in this. Like Tori, like who else almost did, Lindsay actually had a good showing.
She
Um,
did.
So the reason why we're saying those names, if you remember from earlier, they are the people that are safe. Yeah, Roxroy obviously breaks the hourglass. No one
Oh, right.
seemed super mad about the decision. Everyone's just kind of like, okay, you
Except
got us, Survivor. Good one. Yeah, no one was really pissed. Oh, Tori.
Tori.
Tori was not happy.
Except Tori. Jeff's
Yeah, Jeff.
like, Tori, you don't look happy.
Hey, you
You
haven't
know,
even looked over here once. And what does
and
Tori do?
there is Mike standing there. They do a shot of him going, "Oh, she is burying herself."
Yeah, because
Like,
she seems to think that she gave Roxroy this gift to go over and get power, and she should be thanked for it. And just like, so you're saying it was a gift for you to do that, and she's like, yeah, pretty much. And everyone's like, whoa, get a load of Tori.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. Like,
Yeah, I think it was
what?
Mike and Omar both like looked at each other like, geez, is she really saying that right now? Come on.
I know, right? I know. Like, give your head a
Unbelievable.
shake. I thought it was unbelievable.
And then after doing that, after it was a relatively kind of straightforward challenge.
It
As soon as
was.
Jonathan dropped the first time, and then once Lindsay dropped, I was like, okay, it's Tori's challenge to lose at this point. I
Yes.
did like every time Lydia dropped, she looked just like so mad every time she dropped.
Well, but
She
she
wanted to
dropped
react bigger, but she couldn't because she knew there's cameras everywhere. But I feel like she wanted to react more.
so many times.
She even dropped as soon as she put like 2 things down, and she was standing right there, and it fell. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'd be
Yeah,
good at that challenge. That'd be an interesting one to try and recreate at home and do that.
that might not be
Um,
that hard.
right? I think it's something you could recreate.
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
so where are we on now? I got all lost in my notes here. Yeah. What did you think about the immunity necklace?
I like it.
I like it
I
too.
like it
Big
very
fan.
much. I like the snake is still there. Liam was very impressed.
It looks cooler than last season's, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. I like it. So she's all happy now. She's safe, and they all go back to camp.
Yeah.
And now tides have turned because everybody that was safe is no longer safe. And
Yeah.
now Chanel
Roxroy
is
gets told
safe
about the alliance.
because I'm pretty sure Chanel was going to go, and now all of a sudden she's safe.
Yeah. Well, Tori was
And
also on the chopping block too.
oh, sure, but now they have no targets and they're scrambling. That was craziness. Watching that was just crazy.
Yeah.
People are just, and they're throwing barbs at their own alliance.
Well, essentially what it was is I think so the 8 people go, okay, well, Marianne, let's just get out Marianne. She's our only option. That's not of the 8. And Omer didn't like that. He's like, no, she's got idols. She's was a member of my original tribe. She's a tool. She can still be useful. And then everyone goes, okay, well, Jonathan, he's a threat. Like Romeo starts really gunning for Jonathan. Romeo just
I know.
hates all the big guys. He's like, oh, him and
Yeah,
Mike
I know,
are
right?
he just hates him.
Listen to him over there.
Yeah, as soon as Romeo found out he was safe and didn't have to compete, he suddenly got a little too big for his britches in the last half of this episode.
Just a little, right? He's like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't have any power, and now I have
Yeah, Jonathan,
power.
you're out.
Buddy, I think
He
you
just
should pull that back, rein that in. Not good.
so Omer starts I've been realizing this whole episode or previous episodes I've been pronouncing it Omar, but everyone says Omer in this episode. So I was like, oh, I guess that's
Oh,
how it's
do they?
pronounced. Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
okay.
No one says Omar. People say Omer.
Okay,
Anyway.
I'll listen more closely.
So he talks to Jonathan on the beach, and Jonathan puts his hand on his shoulder and goes, Omer, I need you. I need you right now. Help me. I cannot talk to these people. You have to do it for me. So he starts
Right?
campaigning good. He goes to Lydia. Lydia's like, yeah, maybe Jonathan. And Omer's
So
like, perfect.
perfect. Now he has a way to go to everybody else and say, hey, she's turning on the 8.
Yeah. Very smart.
And he goes to his old tribe, Taku,
Yeah.
and tries to draw them back together.
Yeah.
Which is a very smart move.
Yeah. He even says in a talking head, he's like, I need an army. I need soldiers. Yeah.
I need ammunition and I need an army. So therefore he needs Marianne, and then he needs his original team, and he needs a few more. But yeah, he just goes to work.
I was very impressed.
Very impressed. I was like, holy. But then is it him who tells Marianne that she's on the chopping block? Was it him?
It was him, yeah.
Okay, and he says he's like telling her to chill.
Yeah.
And my first thought was, oh my goodness, that's like telling a bear not to crap in the woods.
He did kind of explain it though. He's like, you need to chill because if you don't, it'll just ruin everything. So just
But it's Marianne.
yeah, but
Did
he
you
doesn't
think
just
it was
say
gonna
he
happen?
doesn't just go, don't worry about it, it's fine. Like some people do, just try not to think about it. He actually stressed, like, no, if you don't keep it together, this whole plan falls down, right? Like
He is a genius for getting that across to her and keeping her stable, I think.
so yeah. Now he tells Hai what his plan is.
Which I kind of didn't get, but
If he didn't tell Hai gets blindsided at that tribal council with whoever gets voted out, and then it becomes Omer versus Hai, and you got to at
yeah.
least be honest about it. But yeah, Hai hears this and goes, I need to gather my troops now. I need to create some agency and get stuff done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he
He
does.
walks over to Drea and goes, "Hey, Drea, we need to get votes on Marianne now." And Drea gives him this look like, Marianne? I thought it was, you know what I mean? Like the names are just
I know.
changing
I
every
know.
2 seconds.
I know. Nobody knew. Nobody knew what was really going on, but I think Hai did a really nice job on that. He
Yep.
was a little bit sly. He wasn't totally screaming and yelling. He was like using his words. Yeah. I
Yeah,
like him.
High and Omer really jumped to the top of my winners list after this episode for sure.
I know, right?
They both seem like they understand what's going on. So then we get another commercial break and we're hitting tribal. Is there anything else you had before tribal that you noticed?
No. No.
Okay. So I like Jeff starts it out by talking about trust, and Romeo says, I can tell when someone's lying just by looking at them. I can look in their eyes and I can be, yeah, you're lying to my face right now. It's just a gift he has. He's like a human lie detector test or something.
Wow.
Apparently.
Apparently.
Drea's like, yep, I'm the same way. I'm really good at reading people. Okay.
All
I
right.
haven't seen any evidence of that yet, but okay,
No,
Drea.
I have not either. No, not at all.
And I actually thought this was a little interesting. Jeff actually tells a bit of a personal story from when he moved from Wichita, Kansas to Seattle,
Okay.
Washington in high school. You normally
And
don't get that kind of stuff inside the game.
wanted to be a different person coming into
Hmm.
a new school. And did any of the players feel like they needed to do that coming into the game?
Yeah, well, I think it's High that said it first, and then I think Lydia goes on a bit of a speech where she's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
you're a little bit of a different person in this game than out." Or there's, if I were to go on Survivor, I don't think
Yeah.
I would try and act differently, probably right from the get go. It might not last or work, but
Hmm.
and then they get a oh oh okay, my favorite line of the whole
Oh,
travel. Omer, yeah, did that get a laugh in the living room where you were watching it as
it
well?
did. It
It
did.
was it was so funny when I watched it. I paused it and called my dad in, and he's like, "Oh, I don't watch this show." I'm like, "Trust me, this 5 seconds of audio will make you laugh." And he's like, "Okay." And as soon as Omar is like, "Yeah, young Omar probably wouldn't have been able to not be stressed, but I'm a little bit older now, ever since I've turned 30." And Jeff is like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's just soak that in for a little bit." And everyone starts laughing. Like, oh my God, Omar.
I know, right?
That's
30.
so funny.
Okay, I thought you were gonna mention the part about the bug.
Oh, that's next. Yeah.
Okay, because that got screams out of my living room.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
It's just a beetle. I'm totally
One
with
for me,
Roxroy on this.
it was flying.
True.
I'm like, "That's it now. Nope, not never doing that."
It wouldn't have, a mosquito would have made Marianne freak out. It wouldn't have taken much.
Did you see how big that thing was? It was like
It's
a
really
brooch.
it was pretty big. It was pretty big.
It
What did
was
you think of
big.
Marianne and Drea having a agreement or disagreement?
I don't know
That
what
never
that.
got cleared up. I think Drea was just being a jerk there. I don't think, right? Marianne is like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Drea's like, no. And Marianne repeats it. And Drea's like, yeah. It's like, oh, so you agree? And Drea's like, no, not totally. And it's like, just
I
being
know, right?
difficult for the sake of difficult.
So then Marianne goes on and on and on, or Jeff asks her another question, and she starts going off, and she just
Jeff's just leaning in, like,
What was the question, Jeff?
What was the question? She talks for a good minute before she forgets what she was even asked.
Totally, and starts laughing. But that's
Yeah.
her. I don't know if that is the real her or if that she is playing that role. I don't know.
I would hope not. I would be more
Mhm.
impressed if she was putting on a show. I would be pretty impressed if that was actually what she's trying to do. But
I can't wait to find out.
that, yeah, I hope not. I hope not. But
I hope not to.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then we essentially just get right to the vote, unless there's
We
anything
get to
else you can think about.
Were you surprised at that vote?
I was very surprised. I don't know where they got the idea to split the votes up the way they did. I guess I don't know. I
Was
don't
it
know what.
just all that scattered talk that everybody made a last minute decision? I don't know.
I think just Omer the people that Omer convinced to write down Lydia's name, they
Yeah.
trusted him enough to write down his name or write down Lydia's name. Well, I guess
I
when
wonder
High did it, he either did it too late in the day or someone didn't trust High enough to not write Lydia's name down.
I wonder if the people that voted for Lydia realize how much power they have given Omer now.
Yeah, that's true. I bet you they definitely don't realize that. Because
No.
it was very surprising how the votes went. Like it started with like a vote for Jonathan, and then it was like, let's see, I wrote them all down here, and then it was like a vote for
Marianne?
Marianne, then a vote for Lindsay, and then another vote for Jonathan. I was like,
Where did the Lindsay vote come from? Oh, that
yeah.
had to be Chanel.
Oh yeah, well here, let me check actually. Let's see.
Oh, do we know who voted for who?
Yeah, the Lindsay vote was Roxroy. Roxroy just had no idea, I guess, what was going on. I don't know. Yeah.
Wow.
And he wrote
Okay.
it Linzee. I've never seen that
Wow.
form of spelling Lindsay. That's not how she spells it, at least. But
Huh.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Huh.
And then, yeah, after that, it just starts going Lydia, Lydia, Lydia. Like, so it ends up being 2 for Jonathan, 2 for Marianne, 1 for Lindsay, and 5 for Lydia.
Yeah. 2 for
That's
Jonathan.
2 for Jonathan. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I saw that first one for Jonathan, I was like, oh no, not
No.
Jonathan. Daniel and
You
then
were like,
Jonathan.
no.
I couldn't take it.
Liam was literally bouncing up and down on my couch at that point, going, no, no, no.
He's a big Jonathan fan.
Oh, huge.
Huge Jonathan fan. Okay.
Get the fun. Yeah.
There any other picks he likes?
No, just Jonathan.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. No, that's it, man.
Oh, another thing I noticed after Lydia's torch gets snuffed and she walks out, how far do you think she got out of Final Tribal like council before Jeff throws them the rest of their buffs and they all kind of go, woo, yeah, we're all merged now.
Oh, I
I
don't
was
think she
wondering
made
if Lydia, I wonder if Lydia could hear it as she was like walking
Oh,
away.
I'm sure she could.
Oh,
But I mean, what do you do? What do you
yeah.
do? You just keep walking. Ponderosa time. Oh no, she's not even jury.
She still is staying at like a version of Ponderosa. It's just
Right,
nothing's going to be televised. She doesn't, get on TV
right.
anymore. Just
She's
missed the jury.
still sequestered, but not jury.
Exactly.
Okay. Ha.
Plus, I actually don't know if there's rules on her having to like quarantine when she gets back or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Things are pretty open right now. It's hard to say, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was pretty much all for this episode, but next week looks like it's going to be a good one.
Okay. Do you have any predictions?
People that could go home. I actually think it's going to be a big player, but I don't. I actually, you know what? I'm going to go with just my heart here, and I want Chanel or Tori to go. One of them, one or the other.
Pick one.
Tori.
Tori.
The winner of immunity, Omer.
Okay. Home winner. Who?
Omer.
Homer?
Yep.
All right. And what would be another good one to pick?
Let's go with, if I was going to be bold,
What's
double
another?
elimination. Double elimination. That's a bold pick. Are you ready to hear the
Double
what?
Double evict.
Yep. Do you want to know what next week's the title of next week's episode is?
Ooh, what is it?
You better be wearing a seatbelt.
Oh my Lord.
You better be wearing a seatbelt. So that could mean anything, but
so I'm gonna say Chanel is going home. Immunity, I like Jonathan. And you better be wearing a seatbelt.
I don't think they do like a car reward or something like that.
Somebody gets hurt in a challenge. I'm gonna say an injury.
There's a couple of band-aids I've noticed in this episode too. Like
I know.
I had something on his shoulder. Jonathan had something on his foot. Omer had something on his knee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jonathan had something on his wrist too. Yeah.
So apparently they see the medic more than we think.
Oh yeah, well they can't let things get infected, and they have to keep an eye on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are paying those people to be on their show, so it's kind of an investment they have to kind of protect at the same time. I'm fine with a couple band-aids being on the Survivors.
Everybody gets paid, period?
Everybody gets paid, yeah.
What do you mean? Not contestants?
Yeah, it's a game show. They're contestants on a game show. That's what Survivor is.
So you get paid for going whether you win or lose?
Yeah, you just get more money for making it to the merge. You get more money for making it to like 4th versus 7th. Yeah.
How do I not know this?
Yeah, everything from 2nd to 16 still gets money. It's just first place gets $1 million. Yeah.
What?
I know.
Oh, I don't even know what to think about that.
Yeah, I know. They all get money. I just don't know the exact amounts, but yeah. They all get paid. So my new 3 kind of current picks right now. I'm gonna go Drea, Omer, High.
Okay, so you were Omer, High, Lindsay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna take Lindsay out and put Drea in?
Yes.
Okay.
Lindsay's not getting enough screen time for me to think she has a real shot. I think I named her yesterday because I thought she'd be an easy 3rd or GOAT, but
right. Okay, so I'm going to stay with what I had, which is High, Drea, and Marianne. My dark horse now is Roxroy.
I did really like kind of Roxroy in this. I really don't think he was bad in this episode. He wasn't being a jerk. He was, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's playing smart.
Well, now that there's so many people around camp, there's kind of like, I know the title of the first episode is you can't hide on Survivor, but with this many people, I think Roxroy can kind of lay low for a couple of votes here. As long as he makes sure the fire is going and doesn't get in anyone's case, I think he can be invisible for the next couple episodes.
And he's good enough to go slyly and really show his strength in an alliance.
Well, I'm really curious as to why he voted Lindsay on this one. So, are people just not telling him, or is he just flying by the seat of his pants when he gets into that voting booth? I have no idea.
Do not know. He didn't have a lot of time. I'm gonna go with he was confused.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he would have had. Yeah, he would have had less than a day before going to tribal. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. I liked at one point his comment about, I don't really know what's going on here. Can you get me a boat and get me back to exile?
Yeah, can I just go back to that island? I'd be fine with that.
I got everything back there.
This whole dealing with people thing, that's the worst part about Survivor. Building a shelter, eating rice, that's fine.
My bet is he makes it to final tribal but doesn't win.
I could see him being there. I could see him or Tori being there. They'll get to plead their case.
Please not Tori. Please not Tori. Please.
There's going to be one person in that final 3 we're both going to not like, obviously.
Well, obviously.
I just think it's going to be Tori. Roxroy is totally possible, too.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Well, anything else you want to say on this episode before we take off?
No. No, I don't.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave any comments down below if you disagree or agree with anything we said. A little bit of admin. We might have an announcement on next Sunday's episode, but that's still in the works, so I don't want to say too much right now. Yeah, join us next week where we'll be reviewing You Better Be Wearing a Seatbelt.
And what's our email address again?
Oh, thank you so much, Mom. Talking Survivor at gmail.com. It's up there in the top corner.
Awesome.
Email us in and we'll try to answer any questions you have.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right.
See you next week.
Have a good day.